Delighted, to be honest. Obviously there's a wee bit of a risk in terms of Michael's previous injuries, but let's be honest, I'm not getting somebody in Michael Devlin's character, stature, ability if he never had that a couple of seasons behind him past the previous season. So to be able to bring someone in Michael's, I've just spoke about it there, character, ability, everything is incredible. From the minute he's walked in the building, I've been hugely impressed with him on and off the park. The boys have really taken to him. He's a leader, and it's just about managing Michael, making sure we get the best out of Mick Devlin. But there's no doubt in my mind, if he never had the injury problems of the past, he'd probably still be involved in the Scotland set-up, and that shows you how highly I regard him. It's been a difficult window, I'm not going to lie. It's been a difficult window. The financial constraints that been placed upon us, this kind of window's been difficult. The budget's been cut, and we already had the lowest budget in the league, so that budget's been cut. But you know what, I trust the people at the club, I trust the staff, I trust myself, and I know what we can bring with the group of players we've got. So I trust that we're going to be more than capable of keeping Livingston in the Premier League for another season, and ultimately that's the aim. Finishing 10th has got to be the aim. It's going to be a difficult ride, it's not going to be an upwards trajectory, there's going to be a lot of bumps along the road, but I know what we've got in the building in terms of players and staff, which is huge, upstairs and downstairs now. So we're all aligned and we'll all give it the best possible effort we can to keep Livingston in the Premier League. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's been an easy window. It's not been an easy window. So Michael's 34, right? 34, and people will be asking questions, what are you doing signing a 34-year-old player? Michael comes with 130 odd games in League One. Now, to just put you in the picture, I don't get players with 130 games in League One. I get players with 130 games in the National League, the National League South, the National League North, potentially League Two. So I'm not attracting Michael if he's 30, 31, 32. He's probably got a lot more options down south, and he did have options down south, but I think when he's got to a stage in his career where he wants to try and play the highest level possible, it wasn't about the financial terms and offer, it was about Michael as a player playing at the highest level possible, and that's why I've been able to attract Michael. So he's came up here, and I kind of said it in the press, he only started playing professional football, or league football, let's say, at 29. So although he's a wee bit older, he's low mileage, if that makes sense. He's really, really fit. Spoke to a lot of people from Accrington. Obviously Mo played with him last year as well. Everybody spoke very, very highly of him. I think Blackpool, Salford, Accrington, I've not seen a bad word said about him. Since he's came in the building, do you know what, I've been hugely impressed with him. I think last year, January onwards, we were very, very naive defensively. I think we need to bring a wee bit more experience into the building, and we need to bring that experience in to help the group, whether that's on the park or whether that's off the park. And I think Michael Nottingham and Michael Devlin both bring that. They're both talented football players, hugely positive people, but they bring that experience to the changing room, and that's going to help the group ultimately. Now Michael can play, Michael Nottingham that is, Michael can play left centre back, right centre back in a 3. He can play left and right centre back in a 2. He can play right back in a 4, or he can play right wing back in a 3, a back 3-5, and he can also play the holding mid role. So he brings a lot of versatility also to the squad. And when I'm recruiting, it's very difficult for me to recruit a left winger that can only play in the left wing, and a right back that can only play right back. I'm always trying to use that money wisely, so it's covering 1 or 2 positions. So he brings a lot of versatility to the squad also. It's difficult because when you get sent, generally how the recruitment works is I do a presentation, do a document, and I send it out to all the agents that I speak to or work with. I include my phone number and my email address on that, so it goes out to 100 agents. Within the end of the window, you've recruited another 50 agents who's passed that on, right? So they all send you through your requirements, because the document's got the key points that I'm looking for in the profiles and the positions. and you'll get sent through players' transfer market links. I mean, you click on it and you see somebody's played 130 games in League One. Generally 99.9% of the times this is what happens. I can't afford them because the only thing that's missing from the document is the key financial data, but I don't like putting that out there because I know the document gets sent to multiple locations, multiple people, but the people that know me understand the financial parameters I work with. But you've still got to educate the new agents who get in touch. So this was a new agent that got in touch because the agency he works for, they circulated my document within the agency. And then you get that one. So I phone up, hello, interested, you've sent that through. Yeah, financial requirements, and you're always a million miles away. But luckily enough, due to probably Michael's age more so than anything, we managed to get the deal over the line. Because I do believe Michael sees Livingston as he's wanted to play at the highest level he possibly can. He's going to be 35 going into the following season. So he's probably not got as much time on the clock as most players. So he's taking this opportunity, and I know he's taking a hit a wee bit financially to come into the club. But for me, I bring the versatility, I bring the experience, because we generally don't get players that's played 130 plus games in League One coming to Livingston Football Club. Certain positions, certain positions I'd probably experience over age. Experience over certain other elements. You get the experience through age. Probably more so in a defensive area. You're probably looking at that. But again, they've got to be in a certain type of condition and ultimately to play in the Scottish Premier League, or the Scottish Premiership, keep getting into trouble for that one. Scottish Premiership. But Michael's in good condition. If you look at the average age of footballers now, I think it is going up. I think football in general, sport in general, there's more an emphasis of what players or sports people are doing away from the park. So it's became a lot more athletic. So in turn, I think you're now seeing players that are playing a lot later on in their careers. You just need to even look at some of the goalkeepers in the Scottish Premier League. Different position, I get that. Craig Gordon, Joe Hart, Alan McGregor's just retired, so you look at them and they were probably three of the top keepers in the Scottish Premiership last year, and look at the age of them. So there is a certain element, position dependent, where I'm looking more for age and experience over maybe certain other attributes. There was that game last night with Hamilton, they were very good. John's got a young team, he's just been relegated, but I can see what John's trying to do. I think they'll have a successful season this year. He's brought a lot of new players in, but I think he's a very, very good coach. So it's going to be a difficult game. It's like you can't. I think I'm not going to say certain things, but you only need to look at the results of some of the other Premiership teams and how difficult that can be. Over the past 2 seasons, we've managed to qualify, but we've had some sticky results ourselves. It's not an easy time of the season to just hit the ground running. It doesn't really work like that. And what you've probably found as well is the Premier League clubs, because our season finished probably a wee bit more so weeks later than the Championship, League 1 and League 2 if you're not in the playoffs. So a lot of these clubs have been back in training a couple of weeks previously to the Premier League clubs coming back into training due to that break. So it is a difficult, so it's not as easy as what it looks like on paper. And I think previous results, not just this season, like over the seasons, actually show you that to be true. A couple of years ago we had probably one of the worst group sections we've had in terms of we managed to qualify, but it was kind of out of our hands going into match day 4. It was out of our hands, but we managed to qualify as one of the best runners up, and we got to the cup final. So you've got to kind of put it into a wee bit of perspective there. So it is difficult. It really is pre-season games, but it's done in the public eye with the media interest, social media from the fans, so it does put a wee bit of added pressure. But I just think that's modern day football now. You're under pressure for the minute the season starts to the minute the season ends. How you pick your points up, when you pick your points up, and where you pick your points up are what's important to me. Not losing 4 games at the start or going on. It's just how, when, and by the end of the season, make sure you can stay in the Scottish Premier League. But you're under pressure for the start of the Viaplay to match day 38 in the Premier League, you're under pressure, and that's just the nature of the beast. There's a couple of wee niggles and knocks, nothing really to write home about, but a couple of wee niggles and knocks. So we're not too bad, to be honest. I'm probably now looking to add one offensive option in, and I'm still looking to try and move 2 or 3 players on to kind of give me that balance in the squad. So now we're not a million miles away from where we need to be. I'll be hopefully looking to bring one more midfielder and one more offensive player in, and I'd be very, very happy where we are collectively as a group.